pretty fascinating origin story to this next artist I'm talking about here. Being born in India in secret to teenage parents, a Canadian mother and British father, she was then kept hidden in a mental hospital from her grandparents until she was adopted by American missionaries and taken back to North America. Her struggles didn't end there, as she had a troubled youth full of abuse from others and ultimately from herself. This singer, actress, writer managed to seep into nearly every aspect of pop culture in the 90s and early 2000s, from her gold and platinum selling albums to being in TV shows as herself, or just having her music being played in TV shows, featuring in tons of her own music videos and others' music videos. She was everywhere. To get herself to that point, she had to go through innumerable challenges, from beatings to, the challenge of getting a tattoo is something that I obviously haven't gotten myself the courage up to get, from horrible things like rape and addiction. It's all on full display here in this debut album. This is Bif Naked's self-titled debut, released in 1994 by Concrete Records, I believe her own record label, and later remixed and re-released in 96, which is the copy I have here, through Aquarius Records. With underlying punk tendencies, this country and grunge-inspired LP jumps from a metal track all the way to a piano ballad, all while retaining a raw, emotional, inspirational rock delivery. Counting in with a fun, fast bass line, it starts this whole album off with the track Everything. Sort of reminiscent of what you'd hear from a Blink or Green Day track, but Bif Naked's country music inspiration really shines through with one of her more wide open and drawly deliveries here. This track is a statement about her sexuality and attraction towards women. That said, she's now currently on her third marriage and still has chosen a man. The themes turn certainly darker here for a while, onto a slower metal track titled Make Like a Tree. A heavy one about being hurt by someone really close to you that you can't get away from, and someone you're desperately wanting to just leave you alone. The delivery here has got most of what you'd want out of a metal track besides the usual heavy or hard instrumentation. It's sort of subdued, that allows the vocals to be highlighted a lot more, but if you are someone who frequents the metal genre, there's an aching gap in this song that just can't really be ignored. From there we get a sort of Alanis Morissette-y pop track titled Daddy's Getting Married, with pleasant light acoustic guitar, gentle keys, and a euphoric chorus. I'm almost certain this one's been played unironically at a wedding. I love the fact that the lyrics are totally just pretty sad and on the other side of what you'd expect from just the tone and the expression on this song. If you do end up reading into the lyrics a bit here, it does unfortunately sound like a one-sided affair, with juxtaposing lines of Daddy's getting married right next to Mama wipe your tears away. I also think if you manage to sneak in a line like wedding cake rotting in a graveyard, drowning dreams like puppies in the sea, into a joyful wedding event and no one notices, that's quite hilarious in my mind. With the lighthearted feel but the sad, sort of depressing lyrics, it's the most appropriate way I think you could ever lead into this next track, because the themes just drop down a deep, dark well in this track that is a letter to my rapist. Titled Tell On You, this is a powerfully performed piano ballad that tells a horrible story that has a message that's as clear as the chorus. I know who you are. One day I'll have the strength to tell on you. Harrowing track, and I can't mention enough how dynamic the vocal performance is. Even just up to this point in the album, Bif Naked is giving me Madonna vibes on this one. Moving to a Bon Jovi-esque rock track. It says in the liner notes that this one's written for Jennifer. Not the best subject to be making guesses about, but this sounds like an anti-depression rock song that tells you to go through the shit through determination and pride, and most importantly letting you know that you're never alone, which is the title of the track. The metallic instrumentation that was missing on Make Like a Tree is present right here on the next cut, Over You. The most confusing lyrics on the whole album, I think this song's about masturbating on someone's grave. The vocals are building and flow super well, bringing Miss Naked's vocals right to the forefront of every track. If this LP wasn't genre fluid enough for you, this next song is a Sublime-esque track with probably my favorite chorus, titled Succulent. It's a hip-hop track that highlights her skater girl lifestyle and attitude, all while she's gushing over a crush. The themes featured here, as well as the general delivery, remind me of popular artists such as Pink or Avril. I'm not sure if My Whole Life is a breakup song or a song that just kind of continues on the themes of the previous track of looking for someone you're really into. My confusion isn't the real reason I dislike this track. Previously I'd mentioned Madonna as a possible influence, and here it comes back, but more on a negative note, more of that forgettable filler B-side Madonna material. This is the one time on the album where the attempt to switch genres every single song falters quite a bit, with this pretty bland attempt at R&B. A classic sounding heavier rock track continues the lovesick themes found on the back half of this track list. On the track The Letter, this one's all about her very first love, an improvement from the last track, and the themes lead really nicely into the last time she ever fell in love, on another favorite of mine, My Bike. From first love to last, Bif Naked spends this track personifying her bike and praising it almost as if you would praise a child. After that sweet closing rock track, the album ends with a poem titled The Gross Gross Man. In it, she describes her experience of being objectified and the desire to lash out against all those disgusting oppressive forces that she experiences. Bif's hyper-personal lyrics and delivery make for a deep look into her past life experiences on this album. In just 10 tracks, she thoroughly expresses her musical inspirations as well as demonstrating her impressive vocal adaptability, all while having her own unique sound and, for the most part, maintaining that punk core. This album marks the beginning of Bif Naked creating a foundation for many female artists to stand and grow off of in the new millennia. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to subscribe for more thrift shop reviews, random CDs coming at you. Watch more videos over here, like it. If you like Bif Naked as much as I enjoyed this album, please recommend some more artists for me to check out and grow my musical portfolio a bit. Thanks again. Take care, everybody. Mama, wipe your tears away. Daddy's getting married.